Hello friends, Christian Carter from Radius Financial Group, and today we are talking about the FHA 203K loan, which of course is FHA's version of a rehabilitation loan. So basically it allows you to buy a crappy property and finance the cost of fixing that property up. So there's been some recent changes that have been proposed to the FHA 203K guidelines. They haven't been approved yet, but we're going to hit the wave tops on those proposals, and hopefully these become real guidelines soon. So let's get right into it. So we're going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the 203K limited or the 203K streamlined. And then we're going to talk about the 203K standard. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the 203K consultant fees, right? Now, each topic we go over, there's, let's see, 7 of them. Each of these topics can honestly be its own video. So we're just going to hit the big picture ideas here. And then secondly, if you don't know the difference between a 203K limited or streamlined and a standard 203K, I know I have a video on that somewhere. So just let me know and I can send that to you because that's a big deal. All right, so let's get right into it. So number one, the max 203K limited renovation or rehab amount, right? So this has gone from 35,000 up to 50,000. Excuse me. Hopefully we'll go from 35,000 up to 50,000 because again, everything we're talking about here are proposed changes. They haven't been approved yet, but hopefully they will. 35K up to 50,000, which is really, really good. And then it's actually up to 75,000 in some of the higher cost areas, right? So that's really, really good. If we can keep it to a 203K limited or streamlined, that's always beneficial. 203K limited consultant fees, right? So now we are able to finance these, again, hopefully proposed, finance these into the mortgage amount, right? Now that can be a big deal because these can be up to $1,000 and even higher if you're doing a renovation on like a 2 or 3 or 4 unit, like a multifamily property. You used to have to pay these out of pocket. Actually, you still have to pay these out of pocket because we're still talking proposed here. But if these do get approved, you'll be able to take that consultant fee and finance it into the mortgage amount, which will be awesome. All right, so the number of days to occupy the home, right? So when it comes to mortgages, especially when it comes to government mortgages, like FHA, USDA, and VA, they're always concerned about occupying the home as quickly as possible, right? So the proposed changes for the 203K limited basically increases those numbers of days to occupy from 15 up to 30. So if this goes through, you'll have up to 30 days in order to occupy the home as your primary residence, right? Anything over 30 is going to be considered a major rehabilitation and probably kick you up to a 203K standard, right? All right, so number 4 and last on the 203K limited or streamlined is the max allowable rehab period. So it used to be 6 months. Hopefully it gets pushed up to 7 months, right? So essentially that says if you're doing a 203K limited or streamlined, the project needs to be completed within 6 months of closing. If this passes, basically pushes it out, so it says, you know, the renovation needs to be done within 7 months of closing, which would be good news, right? The reason is that they're trying to allow for more complex projects, right? Okay, now let's talk about 203K standard, right? So same thing, we're going to talk about the max allowable rehab period. Again, it's 6 months as of right now. These proposed changes are going to push that out to 10 months, so that would be really, really good. Same thing, allows for more complex projects. Let's not beat a dead horse there. Number 6 up here, 203K standard max initial draw amount, right? So the people that are really gonna like this proposed change, if it gets passed, are the actual contractors, right? So the people working on your property, they are gonna love this one. So essentially, the initial draw amount will go from 50% to 75%, and this is only for the material costs. But that's huge because it's going to allow that that general contractor, whoever's working on your property, to buy more materials up front and get more cash up front, which of course they always love. So hopefully that one gets passed. Last up here, we're going to talk about 203K consultant fee schedule, right? So there's been some proposed changes to increase the max allowable fees that HUD consultants can charge, right? So a HUD consultant, you need one on a 203K standard, and you can have one on a 203K limited if you elect to do so, but they're required on 203K standards. Basically, HUD consultants, they're few and far between right now, right? There's not a ton of them out there. So what the 203K program and these proposed changes are trying to do, they're trying to allow HUD consultants to charge more for their fees to incentivize the HUD consultants that are currently working and to kind of bring in more HUD consultants to the FHA 203K program. So basically what this one covers is HUD consultants being able to charge more, right? All right, that's all she wrote. Like I said before, each one of these topics can definitely be broken down into its own video. But if you have any questions about 203K loans, renovation loans, any kind of mortgage loan in general, please leave it in the comments below and I will shoot a video explaining the topic of your choice. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you could hit that like button. And if you enjoy the vast majority of my videos, I'd love it if you could hit subscribe so you don't miss any videos. Other than that, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.